Hello everybody, Mega Goal 2, Unit 3, Complaints, 9 reading, pages 40 and 41. Now let's take a look at the objectives. Number 1, read and answer the given questions. Number 2, read and give the meaning of the new words. And number 3, discuss your own experience that demonstrate Murphy's Law. راح نقرأ وكذلك راح نجاوب على الأسئلة. راح نقرأ وكذلك نعطي المعنى الصحيح للكلمات الجديدة. برضو راح نناقش تجاربكم الخاصة اللي توضح قانون مurphy. Now the title of this given article is Murphy's Law. Please move on to pages 40 and 41. عنوان المقال اللي راح نقرأ اليوم ونناقشه هو قانون مurphy. Please move on to pages 40 and 41. So again, the title of this given article is Murphy's Law. Before we start reading and discussing Murphy's Law, let's take a look at the vocab. Now, the first one is episode, which means event. On all fours means on 4 feet. Pack up means copy. And malfunctioning means not working correctly. So please move on to pages 40 and 41. As usual, before you start reading about Murphy's Law and before we start discussing Murphy's Law, there are a couple of questions which are asked from you, okay, or in order, of course, to discuss before you start reading. Now, I have a question for you. Have you ever heard of Murphy's Law? Find out if any of your classmates know about it. هل سبق وأن سمعت عن قانون مورفي؟ هل أحد من زملائك في الصف يعرف عنه؟ Now, here is a hypothetical situation in order to explain to you what we mean of Murphy's Law. Now, if we say a 22-year-old guy has been driving for 5 years, but he has already been involved in 6 car accidents. Does he simply have bad luck, or are there other factors that may have caused him to have so many accidents? طبعا لو مثلا عندنا مثلا موقف افتراضي، مثلا شخص عمره 22 سنة يقود السيارة من مدة 5 سنوات، لكن حتى الآن حصل له 5 حوادث أو مثلا 6 حوادث حسب ما ذكرت. طبعا هل باعتقادكم هذا سوء حظ أو في عوامل أخرى أدت لحصول هذه الحوادث؟ Okay, so this is just again a hypothetical situation in order to explain to you what we mean by Murphy's Law. Now let's move on to the next question. Now you're supposed to read the article and underline all the sentences that talk about something that went wrong. مطلوب انكم تقرؤون المقال وتضعون خط عن الأشياء اللي تتكلم عن الأشياء اللي حصلت بشكل خاطئ. Now also you are supposed to, or you are asked to, write a sentence to state what the writer is trying to say. مطلوب انكم تكتبون جملة توضح أو تنص على ما الذي يود أن يقوله الكاتب. So right now please move on to pages 40 and 41, and right now we will be listening to the first paragraph talking about Murphy's Law. Please follow up as you listen to the recording, and afterwards we will be discussing this paragraph, and of course we will be giving the main idea of it. So get ready to listen, and please again follow up as you listen to the recording. Murphy's Law.
Reading.
Murphy's Law. You invite your friends over to watch an NBA basketball playoff game on TV. There are plenty of sodas in the refrigerator, the popcorn is popping, and you are all set to watch the big game. You turn on the TV set, and all you get are fuzzy images on the screen. is this plain bad luck, or is it Murphy's Law at work? Murphy's Law states, if anything can go wrong, it might go wrong.
So right now we have listened to the first paragraph, and in this paragraph it states what Murphy's Law is. Okay, توضح ما الذي في هذا الباراجراف يوضح ما الذي ينص عليه قانون مurphy. So let's read and let's discuss it afterwards. You invite your friends over to watch an NBA basketball playoff game on TV. There are plenty of sodas in the refrigerator. The popcorn is popping and you are all set to watch the big game. You turn on the TV set and all you get are fuzzy images on the screen. Is this plain bad luck or is it Murphy's Law at work? Murphy's Law states if anything can go wrong, it might go wrong. طبعا مثلا تقوم بدعوة أصدقائك لمشاهدة مباراة فاصلة لكرة السلة. طبعا في الدوري الأمريكي للمحترفين على شاشة التلفزيون. هناك الكثير من المشروبات الغازية في الثلاجة والفشار يفرقع وأنت مستعد تماما لمشاهدة اللعبة الكبيرة. تقوم بتشغيل جهاز التلفزيون وكل ما تحصل عليه هو صور ضبابية على الشاشة. هل هذا مجرد سوء حظ؟ أما إنه قانون مورفي في العمل. طبعا ينص قانون مورفي إذا حدث خطأ ما فقد يحدث خطأ. أوكي؟ طبعا هنا في الباراجراف الأول مثل ما انتم عارفين is just an introduction to the giving article. أوكي؟ وفي الانترودكشن وضح تماما اللي نص عليه قانون مورفي. So Murphy's Law states if anything can go wrong, it might go wrong. Okay, now let's move on to the next paragraph and let's listen to it and let's discuss it afterwards.
Similar situations occur all the time. When you're in a hurry to open the door and you try several keys on the key ring, the last remaining key is usually the one that works. When you get in a line at the supermarket, you find you've chosen the slowest one, and it just doesn't move. Is this bad luck or coincidence? According to British physicist Robert Matthews, it's neither one nor the other. He explains that our selective memories tend to remember the bad episodes more readily than the things that usually work out. Also, the law of probability is more against us than in our favor in many situations. For example, in the supermarket with 5 cashiers, the chances of getting the fastest lane are 20% and 80% for a slower lane.
So right now, let's discuss what we have listened to. So similar situations occur all the time. When you are in a hurry to open the door and you try several keys on the key ring, the last remaining key is usually the one that works. When you get in a line at the supermarket, you find you've chosen the slowest one and it just doesn't move. Is this bad luck or coincidence? So in this paragraph, it gives more, or it discusses more similar situation to the one which was mentioned in the first paragraph. في هذا الباراجراف تناقش مواقف مشابهة للموقف الأول اللي تم ذكره في بداية المقال. Okay, أو الباراجراف الأول في المقال. So is what happening to us bad luck or just a coincidence? Okay, هل اللي يحصل لنا مجرد سوء حظ عاثر أو صدفة؟ Now, according to British physicist Robert Matthews, it's neither one nor the other. He explains that our selective memories tend to remember the bad episodes more readily than the things that usually work out. Also, the law of property is more against us than in our favor in many situations. For example, in the supermarket with 5 cashiers, the chances of getting the fastest lane are 20% and 80% for a slower lane. طبعا وفقا للبريتش فيزيست روبرت ماثيوز، يعني وفقا للفيزيائي البريطاني روبرت ماثيوز، يوضح أنه لا أحد ولا الآخر، يعني ليس سوء حظ ولا صدفة. طبعا يوضح أن ذاكرتنا الانتقالية تميل إلى تذكر الأحداث السيئة بسهولة أكبر من الأشياء التي عادة ما تنجح. أيضا في شيء يسمونه قانون الاحتمال، وهذا قانون الاحتمال هو ضدنا أكثر مما هو في صالحنا. طبعا في كثير من المواقف، على سبيل المثال في السوبر ماركت الذي مثلا يضم 5 كاشيرز، تبلغ فرص الحصول على أسرع ممر 20% و80% في ممر أبطأ. So right now let's move on to the next paragraph and let's read more about Murphy's Law. So get ready to listen, and later on we will be discussing this paragraph and giving, of course, the main idea of it.
Matthews became a popular scientist when he proved that a piece of toast doesn't necessarily fall on the floor on the buttered side. BBC television gathered 300 people to throw pieces of buttered toast up in the air and observe on which side they fell. Half fell on the buttered side, and half didn't.
So right now let's discuss what we have listened to. So in this paragraph it discusses, or it talks about, Matthew's experiment, تجربة Matthew. Now Matthews became a popular scientist when he proved that a piece of toast doesn't necessarily fall on the floor on the butter side. BBC television gathered 300 people to throw pieces of buttered toast up in the air and observe on which side they fell. Half fell on the buttered side and half didn't. طبعا في هنا الباراجراف تتكلم عن تجربة ماثيو. طبعا أصبح ماثيو عالم مشهور عندما أثبت أن قطعة من الخبز المحمص لا تسقط بالضرورة على الأرض على الجانب الزبدة. فقام تلفزيون البي بي سي بجمع 300 شخص لرمي قطعة الخبز المحمص بالزبدة في الهواء ومراقبة الجانب الذي سقطوا فيه. طبعا سقط نصف على جانب الزبدة والنصف الآخر لم يفعل. Now let's move on to the next paragraph and please listen, and then later on we will be discussing this paragraph.
Now here's a tricky question for Matthews. It's a known fact that cats always fall on their 4 legs. What happens if you tie a piece of buttered toast on a cat's back and drop them from a balcony? Will the cat land on all 4s, or will the toast land on the buttered side? I sincerely hope the BBC doesn't try this experiment.
So, here a tricky question for Matthew. سؤال صعب لماثيو. Now here is a tricky question for Matthews. It's a known fact that cats always fall on their 4 legs. What happens if we tie a piece of buttered toast on a cat's back and drop them from a balcony? Will the cat land on all 4s, or will the toast land on the buttered side? I sincerely hope the BBC doesn't try this experiment. الآن في سؤال صعب لماثيو. طبعا إنها حقيقة معروفة أن القطط تسقط دائما على أرجلها الأربع. فما الذي يحدث مثلا لو ربطت قطعة من الخبز المحمص بالزبدة على ظهر قطة وأسقطتها من الشرفة؟ هل ستهبط القطة على 4 أم ستسقط قطعة الخبز المحمص على جانب الزبدة؟ طبعا هنا الكاتب يقول أن آمل بصدق أن لا تحاول البي بي سي هذه التجربة. Now let's move on to the next paragraph. Let's listen and let's discuss it afterwards.
Just remember that you cannot blame Murphy's Law for everything that goes wrong. If the hot water runs out while you're having a shower, it's probably because the hot water heater needs to be fixed. If your car breaks down on the way to a job interview, it's probably because you didn't have the vehicle serviced or repaired. And if you lose all your files on the computer, it's not bad luck. It's your fault for not doing a backup of your.
So here it says, this paragraph says or states that you cannot blame Murphy's Law for everything. لا تستطيع أن تلوم طبعا قانون مورفي لكل شيء يحصل بشكل خاطئ في حياتك. Now, just remember that you cannot blame Murphy's Law for everything that goes wrong. If the hot water runs out while you're having a shower, it's probably because the hot water heater needs to be fixed. If your car breaks down on the way to a job interview, it's probably because you didn't have the vehicle serviced or repaired. And if you lose all your files on the computer, it's not bad luck. It's your fault for not doing a backup for your files. طبعا هنا تذكر أنك لا تستطيع اللوم قانون مورفي على كل شيء يحدث بشكل خاطئ. مثلا إذا نفذ الماء الساخن أثناء الاستحمام فربما يكون ذلك بسبب حاجة سخان الماء للإصلاح. إذا تعطلت مثلا سيارتك في الطريق لمقابلة عمل فربما يكون ذلك بسبب عدم صيانة السيارة أو إصلاحها. وإذا فقدت جميع ملفاتك على الكمبيوتر فهذا ليس حظا سيئا، فإنه خطأك لعدم عمل نسخة احتياطية من ملفاتك. Now, who is Edward Murphy? Okay, who stated this law? Okay, من هو Edward Murphy اللي نص على هذا القانون and became, as you could see, very popular? Let's read or let's listen first and let's discuss it afterwards.
Captain Edward A. Murphy. Captain Edward A. Murphy, Jr. was an engineer at Edwards Air Force Base in the United States. In 1949, he was working on a machine to measure the heartbeat and breathing of pilots. But something was malfunctioning in the equipment as the result of human error. Murphy blamed the lab technician and said, "If there is any way to do it wrong, he will." One person's failure can bring a whole project crashing down, and Murphy's view was that some failure or something negative will typically happen. Murphy's phrase became popular in all areas to explain the failures of everyday things.
Okay, so here is a brief overview of who is Captain Edward Murphy. Okay, so Captain Edward A. Murphy Jr. was an engineer at Edwards Air Force Base in the United States. In 1984, he was working on a machine to measure the heartbeat and breathing of pilots, but something was malfunctioning in the equipment as a result of human error. طبعا هنا كان كابتن إدوارد مورفي جونيور مهندس في قاعدة إدواردز الجوية في الولايات المتحدة. في عام 1949 كان يعمل على آلة لقياس نبضات قلب وتنفس الطيارين، لكن حدث خلل في الجهاز نتيجة خطأ بشري. Now Murphy blamed the lab technician and said, "If there is any way to do it wrong, he will." One person's failure can bring a whole project crashing down. And Murphy's view was that some failure or something negative will typically happen. Murphy's phrase became popular in all areas to explain the failures of everyday things. طبعا هنا ألقى مورفي اللوم على فني المختبر وقال: إذا كان هناك خطأ إذا كان هناك أي طريقة لفعل ذلك بشكل خاطئ فسوف يفعل. يمكن أن يؤدي فشل شخص واحد إلى انهيار المشروع بأكمله. طبعا كان رأي مورفي أن بعض الفشل أو شيء سلبيا سيحدث عادة. طبعا أصبحت عبارة مورفي شائعة في جميع المجالات لشرح إخفاقات الأشياء اليومية. Okay? So right now let's move on to the after reading questions. Now what does the example of the NBA game illustrate? المثال اللي أخذناه بداية المقال إيش اللي يوضحه؟ Okay, طبعا before we start answering the question I'd like to explain to you what NBA stands for. So NBA stands for National Basketball Association اللي هي الرابطة الوطنية لكرة السلة. Now this example illustrates that things seem to go wrong at precisely the wrong time. الأشياء تحصل بشكل خاطئ عادة في الوقت الخاطئ. Now what does Murphy's law state? ما الذي ينص عليه قانون مورفي؟ If anything can go wrong, it will. Now according to Robert Matthews, how does the law of property work against us in the supermarket line? Because the chances of getting in the faster lane aren't that high. For example, if there are 5 lines, our chance of getting a slower lane is 4 out of 5 or 80%. طبعا هنا توضيح ل طبعا قانون الاحتمالات اللي ذكره روبرت ماثيوز وكيف يعمل في السوبر ماركت. Now number 4, why did Matthews do the buttered bread experiment and what did it show? لماذا عمل ماثيوز تجربة الخبز المحمص المطلي بالزبدة وما الذي أراد أن يثبته؟ Okay. Now he wanted to show that although people think that bad things always happen, things happen according to law of probability. طبعا هنا يريد أن يوضح أن الناس دائما تلوم الأشياء الخاطئة خصوصا للحظ العاثر أو أشياء أخرى، لكن في الحقيقة في قانون يسمى قانون الاحتمالات law of probabilities. Okay? Law of probabilities. Okay, now let's move on to the discussion part. And you are supposed to give examples of Murphy's law using your own experience. Now, تعطون أمثلة على قانون مورفي باستخدام تجاربكم الخاصة أو بالتحدث عن تجاربكم الخاصة. Now, do you believe in Murphy's law? Why or why not? هل عندك يعني اعتقاد في قانون مورفي؟ لماذا ولماذا لا؟ Now that's it. We have reached the end of the lesson. I hope that you have enjoyed our lesson. Don't forget as usual to subscribe, share this video with your friends and hit the like button. طبعا as usual كالعادة I'm gonna leave in the description box below في بوكس التعليقات تحت راح أترك الروابط لقناتي على الانستغرام رابط صفحتي على الانستغرام if you would like to follow me ورابط برضو لقناتي على التلقرام إذا كنتوا حابين تنضمون لها. And that's it. Till next time, have a good one.